Now, Zimbabwe finds itself at a crucial crossroads as it seeks to address its $21 billion debt burden and re-enter international capital markets after more than 25 years of isolation. According to a recent World Bank review, the country has the opportunity to clear its arrears and restructure its debt by implementing a bold set of fiscal and structural reforms. These reforms could lay the foundation for a stable macroeconomic environment, unlock access to concessional financing, and place Zimbabwe on a path towards sustainable economic growth. How possible would that be? Dr. Prosper Chitambara, a developmental economist, will tell us. Thank you so much, Dr. Chitambara, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So it's been 25 years of international embargo on Zimbabwe. Let's put that in context and understand how that has hurt the country's finances and the economy.
Well, obviously, it has exacerbated an already very difficult macroeconomic situation. But I think I would say a lot of the challenges we're actually facing, we should be able to surmount or to overcome those challenges with the right kind of macroeconomic, structural, and other institutional reforms. I think it's very, very possible. We've seen other countries that have faced similar challenges in the past. Have been able to overcome those challenges through implementing reforms, discipline in terms of discipline and consistency, in terms of implementing the right kind of macroeconomic, structural, and institutional reforms. So I think it's really a challenge on our policymakers to be very innovative and come up with policies that ensure that the economy grows in a much more sustained manner and in a more sustainable manner as well, creating even employment opportunities for the people that require to work.
So talking about implementing reform, there seems to be a way out. The World Bank has recommended that Zimbabwe should put its foot down in implementing its fiscal reforms. So looking at those reforms, can these actually, put the country on a path to macroeconomic stability and growth?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I agree. I think what we need to do is to, number one, to ensure that we are able to sustain stability, macroeconomic stability. That's been one of the major challenges that we have faced in the past, lack of, or rather instability, macroeconomic instability, characterized by chronic high inflation. And of course, at one point, we even faced the problem of hyperinflation. So we definitely need to ensure that we can achieve a low and stable inflationary environment. I think that will be key, even in terms of ensuring that our economy grows much more sustainably, and also in terms of unlocking greater investments and greater capital inflows into the country. We also need to eliminate a lot of inefficiencies in terms of public spending, for example. I think there are a lot of opportunities in terms of how we could actually do that. There are lots of inefficiencies, whether in the parastatals or state-owned enterprises, and even in terms of central government public spending, in terms of public infrastructure spending. I think there are opportunities for us to be able to eliminate wastages, inefficiencies. But also the size of our informal economy itself could be an opportunity, but obviously it's also a challenge in terms of domestic resource mobilization. But it could be an opportunity if through the right kind of incentives, we are able to promote or to incentivize the formalization of a lot of our micro, small to medium enterprises, most of which are actually operating informally. So we need to find ways and means of encouraging formalization, not necessarily through forcing them to register or to pay taxes, but through creating the right kind of incentives for them to voluntarily want to register or to formalize their businesses. And in fact, that's one of the points that the World Bank has also raised in terms of reducing the cost of compliance for businesses that are operating informally.
Okay, so economists are also saying that Zimbabwe need to tackle its monetary and exchange rate distortions head on. Is that apt and able to change the narrative on the country's finance?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's very critical. Already, we've seen some changes, some reforms have been implemented, and even the premium, the black market premium, is also narrowed. Has been narrowed. So we've been experiencing some modicum of exchange rate stability over the past few weeks, or I'd say since the beginning of the year. There has been some exchange rate stability. Government has tightened the fiscal policy, but also the central bank has tightened the monetary policy. So I think that's very critical. And I'm hopeful that this year, with the good rains, we've had very good rains. I think obviously that's going to have a positive externalities on stability, but also on growth and development, through moderating inflationary pressures, but also through improving our current account sustainability.
Well, we hope that with these solutions that you've actually preferred, Zimbabwe will be able to hopefully pay up the $21 billion debt burden and get back to probably accessing funds from international lenders. Hopefully that can work out for it. Thank you so much, Dr. Prosper Chitambara, a developmental economist, for sharing your insights with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, you're welcome. Before we go, earlier on we told you, we gave you actually a breaking news that the Supreme Court has ruled that the Central Bank of Nigeria should stop paying any form of monies or funds to the River State government until the governor, that is Siminalayi Fubara, represents the state budget to the Amewule-led House of Assembly. And while reading the judgment, Justice Emmanuel Agem awarded 5 million naira against Governor Fubara. So that is a story that we are keeping our eyes on, and we'll bring you much details on it on our subsequent bulletins. And that's it on Business Edge. You can follow us on social media at News Central TV, and check us up on our website www.newscentral.africa, or you can also download our mobile app on App Store and Play Store. I am Lekon Obanjo. Enjoy the rest of your day.